Chyler Leigh reflects on some of her favorite scenes from Grey's Anatomy, such as the unexpected death of her character and the reasons she thought it was ridiculous to make a brief cameo in the venerable medical drama in 2021. Leigh, who also appears on The Way Home, recounted the first criticism directed at her character, Dr. Lexie Gray, when she was originally introduced at the conclusion of the third season of the program, on the latest edition of fellow Grey's co-stars Jessica Capshaw and Camilla Luddington's Call It What It Is podcast. I was hitting on Patrick Dempsey's McDreamy at the bar after a funeral when I first came on the show, the very first episode, which then led into the second episode, Leigh recalled. I thought McSlutty. All of them detested me. Oh my gosh, they say. She's a home wrecker attempting to sabotage Meredith and Derek. Leigh remembered. The following episode was titled, I'm Lexie. I am your sister. And everyone exclaims, whoa! Leigh eventually portrayed Meredith Grey's half-sister, Lexie, for 4 more seasons before the character passed away in a plane accident at the conclusion of season 8. Leaving a number of the show's protagonists struggling to survive in the wilderness. Christina Young, played by Sandra Oh, battles the terrifying memory of hearing wolves fighting over Lexie's body in the middle of the night when she and the other physicians were stuck in a later season 9 episode. Leigh, Capshaw, and Luddington on Call It What It Is had trouble recalling if that highly remembered event truly occurred. I suppose wolves devoured me. Leigh made a joke. I just wanted to ask because I'm cool with that, and wolves are one of my spirit animals. Leigh stated that she still believes that it was the right moment for her to leave the program, even in light of her character's horrific death. We were just trying to figure out a really great way for it to happen, and for Lexie to go, when I had the conversation with series creator Shonda Rhimes about leaving, she recalled. Leigh went on to say that she feels she had redemption in a 2021 episode, and that she has no regrets over her character's passing. As part of a multi-episode plot, the season 17 episode saw Meredith, afflicted with COVID-19, dreaming of Lexie and other dead Grey's characters. Leigh said that her guest appearance was difficult because the episodes were filmed during the real COVID-19 epidemic. She clarified, I was in Vancouver filming Supergirl. And the COVID was real. We thus resumed recording the show, but nobody was allowed to leave Canada. I was filming nonstop, like every day, so it was really difficult. But the problem was that I would have to be in quarantine for 2 weeks if I crossed the border and returned, she added. Therefore, I filmed everything by myself in a completely different sound stage with a blue screen behind me. I never felt so foolish in my entire life as I was pushing Meredith forward, like an invisible Meredith. Leigh went on to say, and sure, I was working on a superhero show. You might already feel quite silly, I said. That was right up there. Leigh remembered more absurd incidents during her stint on Grey's, of course. Regarding a season 5 plot point in which Mark Sloan, played by Eric Dane, has a penile fracture during a night out with Lexie, she remarked, it wasn't my favorite. I recall that I had to read at the table. I didn't know it was coming, she remarked. I recall the writing rising in front of my face as I shrank in my chair. It was embarrassing. Totally embarrassing. Leigh said that she didn't like how the show's creators justified the weight increase she had throughout her 2009 pregnancy. We had to explain why Lexie was gaining weight because I was pregnant, so we suddenly came up with the idea that she ate whenever she was stressed, Leigh remembered. That was a bit harsh, but I got it. I understand. However, I had to have 17 Reese's peanut butter cups in a single sitting,